be seated. You know, I believe it was FDR that once said in an address to the nation following the attack of Pearl Harbor, we have nothing to fear but fear itself. And at first that kind of sounds like double talk, but I believe it's really a good statement. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. A lady once told D.L. Moody that she had found a wonderful promise in the Bible that helped her overcome fear. And she said, it's Psalm 56:3, what time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. D.L. Moody said, I have a better promise than that. And he quoted our verse that we read there in Isaiah chapter 12, verse 2. He said, behold, God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. The Lord Jehovah is my strength and my song. He has also become my salvation. That is a great promise to us from Scripture that unfortunately we don't always see played out in people's life. We say, and only you would know this, but we say we have enough faith that God has saved us and that we are His children, but yet we seem to display a lack of faith that He has any control over what's going on in this world and in particular in our own life. Jesus told us that in the end times men's hearts will fail them for fear of things that are about to happen. And I believe we're seeing that take place in our world today. I mean, we live in a world that everybody's afraid of everything. I mean, we have phobias like crazy. I want to play a little game with you this morning. I know we don't normally play games on Sunday morning, but we're going to play a little game this morning, see if you can guess some of these fears. Now, I put them on the wall because I can't pronounce these. Old Testament names are bad enough. I'm not even going to attempt on this one. All right. Other than Brother Mike Kelly, because he asked me earlier, and I told him I'm going to not let him look like the smart one this morning. But can anybody guess what this one might be the fear of? Fear of fears. No. It's the fear of the number 666. Okay, now when I used to work at Blimpie Subs as a teenager, I was telling somebody this morning, people had a fear of that number. If their sandwich and chips and drink ordered up to be 666, they would pay me $6.67 and never order that sandwich again. They did not care how much they liked that sandwich. It was now possessed, okay, in their mind. All right, anybody know? Some of you may know this one. Some of you may have this fear. Or actually, if you have this fear, you're probably not here today because this is a fear of bald people. And so if you have that fear, Brother Randall, do you know anybody that has this fear? Chrissy, were you getting up to leave? I thought she was like, oh, man, it's finally been diagnosed. That's why I have to sit so far back. So the fear of these bald people. All right. This one right here, again, I'm not even going to try to do it. Anybody know that? Anybody been diagnosed with this one before? This is a fear of beautiful women. Okay. I'm telling you, we have categorized everything in our society. A fear of beautiful women. All right. Now this one, some of you I think may have. Again, not even going to try to say. Anybody know this one? Fear of bridges. Wow, somebody actually knew one. Who does? Aubrey has that one. Okay, all right. So that's good material for us to pick on her with. All right. All right. So yes, fear of bridges or crossing them. Now this one you might be able to guess pretty quickly. Yes, fear of beggars. Yes, it is an actual categorization of fear of beggars. All right. Anybody know this one? It's a fear of chickens. Okay. Fear of chickens. All right. You're a real chicken if you have a fear of chickens. I just got to say. All right. All right. Anybody know this one right here? It's a fear of cooking. Okay. Fear of cooking. Dawn, I have a fear of cooking. That's why I never cook. All right. I have whatever that's pronounced, however that's pronounced right there. All right. A fear of eating it. It's a fear of your wife's cooking. No, I'm just kidding. No, this is a fear of criticism. Okay, it should have been insissiophobia. I don't know, but no, a fear of criticism. All right. Let's see. Next one here. Some of you might actually have this one. So, anybody know this one? Nobody. All right. This is a fear of dark or night. Being afraid of the dark. This one should be a pretty easy one. Yes. This is called the West Virginia disease. Okay. They're afraid of dentists. No, just kidding. I love West Virginia jokes. They're great. All right. Anybody know this one? See, knowing the etymology of words probably would help with something like this. This is a fear of daylight. This one I think some of you may have every once in a while. This one is a fear of laughter. Some of you are so afraid to laugh sometime. Another one of the number ones here. 13, yes. Like you knew that one right away. All right. Some of these, I don't know why they don't just call them fear of whatever they are. Instead, they got to come up with these long names for them. All right, this one is the fear of death. This one's a fear of heaven. Who's afraid of heaven? Actually, I knew a girl named Heaven once, and it all makes sense now. All right. This one, we probably had a lot of people this last week that suffered from this one, and this is a fear of hurricanes, or a fear of tornadoes. Okay, men, how many of you have this one right here? It's a fear of mother-in-laws. This is an actual term, fear of mother-in-laws. Okay? I'm glad some of these don't come with pictures. All right. Anybody know this one? This is fear of moving or making changes. All right. Any with this one right here? Anybody been diagnosed with this one? This is fear of old people. Maybe if you call them old people all the time, you probably should be afraid of them. Now, I think this might have been the weirdest one that I found of the names. Anybody have a guess at all on this one? Huh? Butterflies? No. This is very specific. A fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. Okay. This is an actual psychology term here. The fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. Okay, a lot of our teenagers may have this one. It's fear of school, or fear of going to school. The next two might go hand in hand for some people. This one is the fear of seeing yourself in the mirror, which brings you to the next one, the fear of ugliness. Okay. Last two here. This one is, anybody guess? The fear of washing. Okay. Again, I know some that may have this one. And probably why some people may not be here today. This one is a fear of sermons. Okay. This one is a fear of sermons. And again, these are actual psychological terms that they will use to describe these fears. We live in a world where there are probably, I could go on and on about a list of 1,000 different phobias that people have, fears that they have. I should have found, bozoaphobia, maybe the fear of clowns, okay? Because I know we've kind of got that. Just when you thought, with this election year, just when you thought everything couldn't get weirder, the clowns come in. And we've got all this stuff going on in our society with clowns everywhere now. But we as Christians, we read these verses that talks about perfect love casting out fear. We understand we should not live in fear. That doesn't mean that things are going to scare us every once in a while. Somebody jump out and scare you, But we should not be living our life based upon fear. But we understand that there are some kinds of fear that are good. Fear can be a good safety emotion. Fear is what keeps us from falling off a cliff.